Welcome to the Songwriters round, guys. Well, if you haven't been to a Songwriter round, basically what we do is just share a story of a song and sing it for you guys. And I thought it'd be unique since all of us are worship leaders up here. This is our true award-winning singer-songwriter, Aryn Michelle. So she is singer-songwriter through and through. I'm a bit of a combination of worship songwriting with singer-songwriter mixed in, but you guys haven't heard any of my real singer-songwriter stuff I've written for my wife or my kids or stuff like that. Zach is probably a little bit of both of those too, and David is mostly worship, secret place songs. But I thought might be cool to share a song that we wouldn't necessarily lead in corporate worship. Maybe a song that we sing at home or that we've written that's unique. And so I told Zach that about 5 minutes ago. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
But I just, let's see where to start here. Let's start with Miss Aryn Michelle. Is someone going to sing with you?
Yeah.
On your first song here? Well,
Abby's going to help me out on this one.
Aryn Michelle and Abby Robles. Tell us a little bit about the song you're about to sing.
So, thank you guys for letting me share with you today. This is a song that actually my friend, a good friend and co-writer, Meg Ammons, who's an incredible songwriter and worship leader herself, brought to me. She had a chorus, and she was like, I'm stuck, help me, and I don't know why she came to me, because I don't normally write corporate worship music or any kind of explicitly worship music. I write faith-based music that are more like deep dives into biblical people's lives. I had someone in the industry once say, man, you're just like a weird animal as a songwriter. I was like, thank you, I received it. So my friend Meg, who is a worship songwriter, brought this weird animal into the mix. So I did want to play this one today because it's not normally something I would play, but it does have definitely a worshipful heart, and Abby was so kind to sing with me. So this song is called I Am in Your Hands. This world is falling, I can't control it. It moves like shifting sand. You never told me it would be easy. You never promised that. What would I do if I didn't have you? Thanks, Evan.
Amazing. Woo, you just took me somewhere. The imagery of songwriting it's beautiful. I think we'll just go right on down the line. I'll share a song that I wouldn't normally share. Actually, I've never shared it. I just sing it in my house with my kids. And I've pulled up the lyrics here because I don't remember it, and I don't sing it all the time. But this is a song that I decided, I had this desire and vision when we were pregnant with our first child about 5.5 years ago, that I would, with my wife, write songs for my kids while they were still in the womb. And I don't know, so I just started writing. I wrote like 8 songs for Georgia Joy before she was born. And then Brave got like 3, right? And then we're still working on Victory's one song. No, I'm just kidding. But, I just started writing these songs. And what was really amazing is the evolution of these songs after they were born, singing them to them. And then now that she's 5 and singing them, and I'm like, what? It's like I'm more prophetic than I really thought I was, right? Because I'm like singing these songs. I'm like, I can't believe I wrote that about you when you were, the shape of an orange in your mama's womb. And so I thought I'd share this one. This is the story behind this one is it's actually when Natalie was pregnant with Victory, our third. And my wife does this incredible thing with our kids where she tells them when they're emotional and they're upset and they're having trouble controlling their feelings, right? Controlling themselves in the midst of a lot of emotion. And Natalie tells them this one thing where she says, take a miracle breath. And my kids breathe. Okay, now that you can breathe, you can think. Now use your words. Let's talk about what's going on. So Natalie we have this saying around the house is take a miracle breath. Take a miracle breath. Sometimes Natalie has to tell me, Matt, Daddy, take a miracle breath. So I wrote this song called Miracle Breath. And I had no idea that writing songs for my kids, I'd actually be writing them for me. And I'd be writing them to sing over myself when I'm having a hard time. Because the love there's nothing like being a father, like being a mother, the love we have for our kids. And it opens our eyes to see the love of God for us. And it teaches us. And so here's a little song called Miracle Breath. When you're feeling little, unable to do what you wish, and you grow impatient, and then you get frustrated. When all of the feelings are feeling all of the things, and all of your reasons have reasons for not being seen, you can just breathe. Take a miracle breath and believe that this moment makes it hard to see the forest for all of the trees. Take a miracle breath and breathe. When you're feeling tired and the day is just starting out slow, you want to give up in the song you were singing, let's go. And you can't settle in your head what your head needs settled. For all of the trouble, you're troubled about what is ahead. You can just breathe, take a miracle breath and believe that the moment makes it hard to see the forest for all of the trees. Take a miracle breath and believe. swallowed by monsters inside of your mind. And you can't go backwards or forwards, and you can't unwind. When your understanding is standing under a rain cloud, and all your emotions don't motion your heart to calm down. You can just breathe and take a miracle breath and believe that the moment makes it hard to see the forest for all of the trees. Take a miracle breath and breathe in and out. Hear the sound. You should know that it's okay to cry it out. Yes, you're allowed. Just remember, you need to breathe. Take a miracle breath and believe that the moment makes it hard to see the forest for all of the trees. Take a miracle breath and breathe. I made it.
I need that one.
Woo!
Have you recorded that song?
No.
I need that one. I need that one.
Ooh, it's hard for me to get through. Those are the good ones. Those are the good ones that are hard to get through. There's my wife right here. I should have had you sing it. Oh, I'm so glad I did not know you were sitting there. That bridge, I have to try to not think about my kids when I sing that song. I can't make it if I do. Woo, Zach, give us a song, man. Help me. Pull me out of where I am.
You reminded me of Drew Holcomb a little bit, which is great.
He's from here.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good. Yeah. So one of the questions I've asked as a songwriter, as a worship leader, worship songwriter, is, where do the songs that don't fit in the corporate church setting, like, what do we do with those? And I felt like the Lord kind of just gave me permission. He's like, they're no less worshipful. It's the same. You're singing about the same thing, right? Love, family, belonging, longing. And so it really set my heart at peace, I think, to just give myself permission to just be a songwriter, be a storyteller, and less worried about the audience and more about the story. And so this song, I didn't know we were doing, like, Matt's like, hey, why don't you do not a corporate worship song? And I was like, oh, all right. So I, too, have the lyrics.
I know you got them.
Yeah, I got them.
You got them in you.
I got 3 daughters, man. I got lots of them.
No, you don't.
So you sang a song about your kids. I'm going to sing a song about my wife.
Woo.
Yeah, come on. She's sitting right there. And, so we, in all the traveling that we did, all of the amazing places and things that I did, I don't regret it, but if I could go back and do it again, I would have just not done it. Because there are things, you can live at someone else's dream or you can live your own dream. And I, in just maturity and just realizing, like, man, I don't get my 10th anniversary back, but I could have gone to Brazil at any time, stuff like you have those moments, as a husband, where it's like, man, I have a job to do, and like I referenced earlier, many people can go to the nations, but I'm the only man called to love this woman. And so when we came to Johnson City and got off the road, I began to just unpack, like, all the time I wasted and all the things I missed and all the places I went to and when I should have been home. And so I wrote this song called What Would I Do Without You? And I've only sang it one other time. I sang it at a Tennessee Songwriters showcase in Johnson City last year around Valentine's Day. And so I haven't really played it since then. So, but I think it's fitting, to, like, the glory at home is just as glorious as the glory in the nations, and the glory around a table, the glory with your family never gets old. And I keep coming back to that phrase. It might not be spectacular, but it's just as supernatural. So this song is called "What Would I Do Without You?" And it's about my wife and how we're so different. I mean, just look at her. But if you hear her talk later, you'll realize they're like, man, they are polar opposites. And so this song is kind of contrasting, our polar opposites. And so let's see how this goes. And you've been kissed by the sun. Time has really been kind. And I got gray on my face and wrinkles round my eyes. You are sweet like perfume, fancy like a fine wine. But I'm as simple as they come. I wear the same thing all the time. And what would I do without you? You turn my gray skies blue. What would I do without you? And I'd be so lost without you. 'Cause you're the life of the party, the real ace of spades. And I'm a vagabond, ready to leave this place. And you're a beautiful spring day, like those flowers in May. But I'm thunder and lightning, about to rain on your parade. And what would I do without you? Turn my gray skies blue. What would I do without you? And I'd be so lost without you. And without you, I'd fall apart. I'm a troubled mind with a broken heart, too busy chasing a dream to wake up to the one right next to me. And what would I do without you? You turn my gray skies blue. And what would I do without you? And I'd be so lost without you. Yeah.
I love that. David Willis, I love how you describe, when I was reading on your website and stuff, you talk about songs that have a secret place, birthing songs. Tell me a little bit about that, and maybe going into what song you might share.
Yeah, so I have kind of struggled with what song to share exactly, but man, a lot of my songwriting has just occurred during times in moments of prayer. I've gotten better. I say better. I've gotten better in the past couple of years of like being disciplined with songwriting instead of just like waiting for inspiration, like creating the inspiration and like really like making myself write in a more disciplined way. But for years, basically songwriting for me looked like I would get alone with the Lord and pour my heart out to him. I'd hear his song back over me, and I'd sing it back to him. And those were the songs. That was the place. And so a lot of it was just birthed in those moments. So prayer, sometimes intercession, sometimes just prophetic declaration over his, like what his heart is for me and over my family or over the region or nation or whatever. But it's just his heart, hearing his heart, singing his heart back to him. And that's just the place that I write from. It's not that I can't, it's just I usually don't write any other songs. I just write from that place, from that secret place. That's where the creativity comes from. That's where, I don't know. That's where it all comes from. I stay in that place and I sing love songs to him, and then I hear his heart and I sing it back to him.
Well, you were telling me the other day, I think it was yesterday, last night, you were saying that there are songs that are seeds and there are songs that are fruit. Or maybe every song is a seed, and then when it's ready, it's fruit.
Yeah.
You kind of, maybe you can expound on that a little bit, because it blew my mind that you even mentioned it. You might have mentioned it today in the session where you said, oh, I've got this great song, I want to share it. And God's like, yeah, how much are you going to sell me for? That moment, it's like, oh, wow. There's songs that are like seeds that need to germinate and grow in us.
Right.
I feel like every song is like that before it's ready to be shared, right?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like if you were a pastor and you're preparing a message every single week, it would be a shame to give messages that hadn't first completed a work inside of you. You know what I mean? And so when the Lord gives you that song, that melody, that idea from heaven, has it really taken its root in you first? So that when you give it to other people, like songs are an experience and an encounter. And if you write songs for an encounter, you might lead people to yourself or your process. But if you write songs from an encounter, you lead people to that encounter. And so there's this distinction, and it's subtle. It's really subtle, because this is the, well, and I don't want to like dive into teaching, but it's subtle though, because it's like, has the song done its work in you? Has the song bore fruit in you? And then when you deliver that song to other people, you're giving them the fruit of that work, not just the surface of that seed, if you will. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to share with us?
Lots of songs, but there's one in particular that I just keep coming back to, and it's called Man Over the Method. And so years ago, I shared this kind of early in session, like I've been in ministry for a long time, and it can get real easy in ministry, especially when you've just been doing it forever. It's like you get addicted to the methodology of like what ministry is. And my pastor always says it like this, like, we have gotten so good at church that we can do it without him. We can do it without the Lord. We can do it without the Holy Spirit. Like, you can write songs that move people's emotions. You can dim the lights and you can put the smoke on and you can tune everything a certain way, and it moves people to an emotional place. So we can do this without him, but I don't want to. I don't want to do this without him. I want to do this with the Holy Spirit. I want to lean into him, and sometimes it means it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it means it's a little bit dirty and like down in the dirt of like society. Like I remember like we were in moments like years ago, like we're just sitting in like rooms with people and like loving on their kids, like in foster care. We did foster care for a while, and I just remember like, where are we and what are we doing? And it's just this place of radical submission to the Lord and just not wanting to do life without him. And so there's a song that I wrote called Man Over the Method, and I'll just sing it for you. It's pretty simple. I don't know if let me do this. So the chorus just goes like this. It goes,
I don't want to love the method over the man. So I'm losing my comfort, I'm laying down my plans. I open up my life, Lord, I will make room for you. 'Cause I don't want to love the method over the man. I'm tired of man's religion. I need a clearer vision, a true revelation of who you really are. Oh, so faith like a child will serve me when I'm sitting with the down and dirty, doing all the things I've seen you do. Cause I don't want to love the method over the man. So I'm losing my comfort, I'm laying down my plans. Oh, I open up my life, Lord, I will make room for you. 'Cause I don't want to love the method over the man. Over the man. I don't want to love the method over the man. 'Cause I want all of who you are, not just who I've let you be. Raging fire of God, consume every part of me. And I've counted up the cost. Oh, you're worth whatever's lost. And my heart, it has to know how deep your love must go. I want all of who you are, not just who I've let you be. Raging fire of God, consume every part of me. And I've counted up the cost. Oh, you're worth whatever's lost. And my heart, it has to know how deep your love must go. And I don't want to love the method over the man. Yeah. So I'm losing my comfort, I'm laying down my plans. And I open up my life, Lord, I will make room for you. 'Cause I don't want to love the method over the man. I don't want to love the method over the man.
In the first session, as soon as from the moment Hope started us off in worship, it was like deep dive, just went there, and then when Zach started teaching this morning, he did not soften anything. He just went deep right away. He's like, let's talk about fathering. Let's talk about positioning yourself. It's like incredible. Method over. I don't want them to love the method over the man. Man, that's good. Are you releasing that song?
I haven't felt the release just yet, so
But did you release a song today?
I did a cover of John Thurlow's Jesus, You're Beautiful.
Oh, come on. If you guys know who John Thurlow is, that's incredible. And also, just you playing that song, I'm like, you are a son of Rick Pino, no doubt. If you guys don't know who Rick Pino is, incredible. Has influenced my life, probably influenced a lot of our lives growing up in that vein. Look him up, incredible worship voice in the nations. Yeah, just the little like the chord, even the arrangements of the chords and like some of your melodies. I'm like, man, that's you got Rick on it, and so that's a compliment. But yeah, maybe another song. Let's see. What do you got, Aryn? Someone else gonna sing with you?
No, I won't make Abby come back up again. And before I do anything, hey guys, I asked for less piano, but now I want it. Can I have a little piano back? Yeah. Sorry. I'm a diva.
She's an award-winning singer-songwriter diva. Okay.
Matt is gonna make me melt into this chair. I'm so glad I picked this as the second song to share with y'all today because we've been talking a lot about family and home life and mothers and fathers and daughters and sons, and that's what this song is about for me. It's a pretty new one. This will be only the second time I've ever played it. If I haven't met you before, I'm also the songwriting division head here. And so I ask my students to write songs from prompts all the time. Or you have to write a verse refrain song. You have to write a Christmas song. So I just wanted to prove to them that I too do force myself to write from prompts. I don't just do whatever I want. And so I went to a songwriting retreat, and the prompt was you had to respond to a song that had significance for you. So the song that I picked was this song by the Arcade Fire called Suburbs. And it's about him reflecting on his childhood growing up in Houston. It was like a childhood full of anxiety and smog and concrete. And so I wanted to respond to that because I had a very normal childhood, but in a lot of ways it was very magical, just in the backyard and very real. And I have lovely parents. I'm a preacher's kid, and I turned out normal, so bonus points for them.
Come on, to all of us, right? Yeah, turned out all right.
So this is a song about just growing up with my parents. It's kind of it's a little bittersweet, but it's kind of a love letter to my parents in a way. Shiny legs slipping on trampolines. I'd stare straight at the sun if I could. I'm ripping my jeans on the fence wires, fingertips splintered with playground wood. My brother's the curly-headed joker, lived in the house of the king and queen. So much love at the feast, there's leftovers. We didn't know any other way. We were growing up far too fast, and time don't last. Time don't last. The king sat us down on that sofa, the one burned full of holes from the Christmas lights. He choked up and said he had hard news, kinda took the whole kingdom by surprise. He lost his mother on the operating table. She was there and then suddenly gone. Was the first time I saw the man behind the crown. Was the first time that I tasted lost. And we were growing up far too fast, and time don't last. Time don't last. Moving van back down the driveway, left that
dropping tears like ticker tape. Didn't know then, but now I know why. We were growing up far too fast, and time don't last. Time don't last. Time don't last. Time don't last. Thanks.
It's amazing to me how writing music, for me at least, it helps me process. Many of you know my brother passed away 3 years ago. Actually, this week, 3 years ago, he passed. And there's two things that got me through that. I've been asked, how can you get through something like that, so unexpected, so tragic? The first thing is worship and keeping myself in the presence of God. And the second thing would be writing and processing what happened. I won't share a song that I wrote about my brother after he passed, but that song that I wrote in those coming weeks was raw and explicit, and it helped me process what was going on. And I realized years later that just like when I sing songs for my kids and I go, I can't believe I wrote that. I needed that. And years later, playing the song I wrote about my brother and processing that is actually what I needed as an artist, as a creative, as a songwriter. And I think you guys can all attest to that as well, that the writing helps us formulate creatively and accurately what we need to express from our heart to our lips, over our thoughts. And that's a beautiful thing about songwriting. I think someone needs to hear this today. Don't give up on your songwriting. Don't give up on your processing. I've heard it said that writing is thinking. And when you write, you're thinking, you're processing. That's what's happening in our songwriting, is that you're going through it. So keep going through it. And at the end of it, you'll be able to look back and go, yep, that's what got me through. Just a little songwriting snippet.
Yeah.
What song do you want to share, Zach?
Well, so this is a corporate worship song that we released with the Altar Music last year called Let the Wind Blow. And I'm actually going to sing it tonight, so I thought, hey, what a great time to introduce it. And I'll tell you guys a cool little testimony. So, we're in Johnson City, and we, didn't set out to do a record. We were just, we're a church, and we saw this sort of reformation happen, people moving there, coming into the revelation of the sonship and the kingdom, and then, every time there's a move throughout history, there's always a renaissance that happens, Reformation, Renaissance. But then when the church is expanded and things are happening, we see it reflective in the art and the culture. So that began to happen with our community. And so one of the revelations we got was, from the valley of dry bones with Ezekiel, where he sees into, to the valley of dry bones. And the Lord asked him, son, can these bones live? And he responds, I think like many of us respond, like, oh, Lord, if they could live. And the Lord tells him, well, begin to prophesy to these bones, speak to the wind. And we begin to ask that question. The Lord began to ask us, what is Johnson City going to look like in 100 years? We're like, oh, Lord, you're God, And he's like, no. The choices you make today will determine what Johnson City looks like in 100 years. And so he began to give us this revelation of, the rivers in the wastelands and the armies in the valleys and the cities lying in ruins becoming the altar that he pours out his spirit. And that, people from all over the world moving into Johnson City, divorced, divided, cut off from where they came from, and now are coming into family. And so we released the record last year, and then we were contacted by an organization called God Behind Bars, who, I don't know if you guys know of them, but yeah, so what
Ben
they...
Fuller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they do is they have these this app similar to like Spotify, but it's available to prisoners and inmates, and they pump music, like worship music. So like at the time it was like Cody Carnes, Elevation, Maverick City, and then the altar music. They were like, "Do you guys want to be on this?" We're like, "Of course!" Like to get to go to the hardest and darkest, most closed places in America, and I don't ever have to leave. Like, come on! Like this is a dream come true. So we did a live recording and videos and then sent them to God Behind Bars, and they were like, just be prepared. You might start getting some like letters written back to you from these inmates. Like no pressure to respond, but these guys have nothing to do, and so we're like, okay. So songs go out. A week later, we get a couple pieces of mail, and then a week after that, we get a lot more pieces of mail, and we get probably 30 to 50 letters a week from inmates all throughout the country who are hearing our music, seeing this, and going, man, like my life is being changed from my prison cell. Like I heard this song, I heard that song, and it reminds me of the day that, when my grandma used to pray for me. Because one of the things that makes us unique is our church sounds like East Tennessee. We got banjos and fiddles and dobros, and I mean we had a Grammy-winning fiddle player, Tammy Rogers from the band The Steel Drivers, come and play. And just bringing in a Grammy-winning musician will raise the standard. And so it sounds generational. And so just last week, I was on vacation, but the week before, so we got so many letters. We get so many letters. I was writing all these guys back like every week, and I'm like, I will do this full time if I don't offload these letters. So there's a lady in our church who just was like, I'll start writing people. So she gets the letters get sent to the church. She writes them back. She reads them. And so last week, she'll every now and again, she'll give me one. If it's like, hey, you need to read this, I think it's going to bless you. And so last week, she walks up to me with tears in her eyes, and she hands me a check from an inmate who is tithing to our church from a prison in Arizona. Unbelievable. Isn't that unbelievable? And it reminds me of this song, Let the Wind Blow. I'll just read you the lyrics, and then we'll sing it. It's, come awake, the dry bones come out of that grave. Come awake, this garden's going to grow. Come awake, dry bones come out of that grave. Come awake, and let the wind blow. And just what began as a seed for us, just this revelation of it's up to us as sons and daughters, people of the kingdom, to release with the Holy Spirit the power to awaken armies, to release, deserts or rivers in the wasteland, that we're seeing that happen. And now these men are tithing. Who knows what, it was $67. Like, who knows what that guy had to say no to in his prison cell to be able to sow a seed into what God is doing in Johnson City. So this song is called Let the Wind Blow. We're going to sing it tonight, but I thought we'd sing it right now.
Bring it.
And I see a valley full of dry bones, but you see an army, so let the wind blow. And I see a desert where nothing can grow, but you see a garden, so let the wind blow. Come awake, dry bones come out of that grave. Come awake, this garden's gonna grow. Come awake, dry bones come out of that grave. Come awake, and let the wind blow. And I see a city lying in ruins, but you see an altar, so let the wind blow. Come awake, dry bones come out of that grave. Come awake, this garden's gonna grow. Come awake, Dry bones come out of that grave. Come away, come away. Let the wind blow. Flat 7. Give us the treasures hidden in darkness, with ears that are open, eyes that can see. Give us the wasteland, the places forsaken. Release the wind of your spirit in me. Give us the treasures hidden in darkness, with ears that are open, eyes that can see. Give us the wasteland, places forsaken. Release the way. We were rejected, divorced and divided. But now we're a family, so let the wind blow. Sing, come away, come away, come away. Dry bones come out of that grave. Come away, come away. This garden is gonna grow. Come away, come away. Dry bones come out of that grave. Come away, come away. And let the wind blow.
I think we're gonna have fun with that tonight. That's good. Yeah, you know we need a banjo, right? Proclaim International is gonna help us out with that tonight. Come on. That is a sick banjo lick. That's a real banjo lick in that song. David, what do you think, man? Take us back to the secret place.
We just had church. I don't know, man. The ushers are gonna come now and.
Whew, no, but for real, actually, speaking of ushers, I'm going to take up an offering right now. I do have to say, how incredible is the talent up here? It's having Zach and David and Aryn join us. And
Matt Coss.
But for real, I'm so honored. I feel so honored that David Willis came up here on his own dime and brought his whole family with him. And I do want to encourage you, someone put the giving slide up there, that if you've gotten something out of this day, the sessions, and definitely sow in faith for the worship night that's going to be powerful tonight, and you want to give, you can do that on Venmo or PayPal and give to the college. All the expenses just go to the meal from today and just kind of paying off. I'm way over budget. Y'all got to help me out. So if you can give $5, $10, $15 for the meal, if you're not a student and you want to sow into what we're doing today, that would be appreciated and such a big blessing. So David, take it away, man. Take us somewhere.
I was getting kind of wrecked by the song about growing up from Aryn. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, like, you're trying not to cry, but just, I remember moving out of the house that we had our first two kids, and packing up their bedroom and like telling them good night the first time, the last time in that house, and like rocking them to sleep. And it was just like this memory, and like when you said pulling out of the driveway, I was like brought immediately back to that place. And I think that kind of speaks to what I was saying earlier, is like songs can bring you to a place of an encounter or like a memory of like what you encountered and what you experienced. And so I don't know where I'm going with that, other than to say, like, I have a song that, I have a couple songs that I could sing, but there's one that hasn't been released just yet. It'll come out next month. It's called Fill My Eyes. And I don't know if I haven't really quite landed on the title, but it's like Fill My Eyes with the Beauty of Jesus is how the song goes. And for a couple of years now, I've been meditating on this thought of John the Baptist being the greatest worship leader just because of the nature of what he did to shift a generation to behold the Christ. Yeah. And I love just kind of like thinking through this thought process of like, did people really, when they saw Jesus the first time, before John made this proclamation, recognize what they truly saw? You know, they saw him, and maybe they saw, you know, a man from Nazareth. Maybe they saw him, and they saw a carpenter. They saw Mary's boy. They saw Joseph's son, you know, unsure. And they didn't quite fully understand what they saw. Even the disciples, when they looked at Jesus, they didn't quite fully understand what they saw. You know, Jesus says, "Who do men say that I am?" You know, some say that you're Elijah, some say that you're a prophet, you know. And he's like, "Well, who do you say that I am?" And it took like probably all the courage of Peter to say, "Well, you're the Christ." And I can imagine the other guys going, "I wouldn't have said that." You know what I mean? And Jesus says, "Blessed are you, because it's not flesh and blood that reveals this to you." Like, people don't realize this, but my Father reveals this to you. And John had that revelation. So when he scans the crowd, and they're all there looking at him, this is what I want you to get with this before we dive into the song. When the crowd is out looking at John, he had everyone's attention. They said, "Who are you, John? Are you the Christ?" "No, I'm not the Christ." "Are you Elijah?" I'm not Elijah. Even though Jesus would later on say that he was, in the sense of proclaiming the way. "So are you a prophet?" "No, I'm not that." Even though Jesus would say what he said about John. He says, "But I'm not even worthy of the one who's to come." And a whole generation of people were looking at John, and he had every opportunity to take glory on himself, to take the attention on himself. But with one word, he shifted the attention of a generation off of him and onto Jesus. Behold.
Yeah.
What you behold is eventually what you proclaim, because it's all that's within your vision. It's all that's within your sight. So I began to meditate on this, and I just began to say, "Lord, I want to see what John saw." When he scanned the crowd and he locked eyes with Jesus, being filled with the knowledge of who he was, he began to proclaim, "Behold." So the song is called "Fill My Eyes with the Beauty of Jesus," because what you behold is what you proclaim. And I just want to behold him. Behold him in his beauty. And that's what I want to draw people to, is just to behold him. So try to get through it. It's a little bit one of the songs that when I wrote it, I began to just weep before the Lord. I wasn't intending on releasing it, but felt the Lord calling me to. And so it was one of those that I would have been fine in the secret place forever, just singing it to him. But he wanted me to release it. And I feel like he wants me to share that with you now. I'll try to remember all the words. I think I can pull them up. It's the oddest feeling when you write a song and you can't remember the words.
we all have our charts up here.
It's like
Real songwriters here.
I heard Chris Kalala of Jesus Culture. He was singing "Awaken Me" and completely forgot the verse. And I was like, cool. I
relate.
know better about it now, and I can't find it, but I think I got it. Here it is. G sharp, in case anybody was playing with me.
This man loves G sharp.
Yeah, so I just write.
You're definitely not a guitar player.
Well, I am. I play acoustic and I just capo one the whole time. It's like in the mornings when I go to write, it's not, my voice isn't warmed up. So usually I sing in B, but it's not warmed up. And so I just write these songs in G sharp sometimes. And then I go to sing them in B, and it is not the right key. So I'm just gonna play it safe right now. It's just me and the piano, and I can't hide behind another instrument or vocalist. So, all right, where was I? Okay, here we go. It's called "Fill My Eyes with the Beauty of Jesus." And I'll just sing you the half the chorus real quick. It's, "I'm gonna fill my eyes with the beauty of Jesus. Let the fire in your side be the fire in my life. 'Cause you deserve all of my attention. And in the moments my love is held in tension, I choose you. I choose you, 'cause I've come to know that nothing really matters if my heart isn't fully captured
you. So come and fill my eyes with the beauty of Jesus. Let the fire in your side be the fire in my life. With your voice that sounds like rushing waters, you are breaking hearts of stone. Your face shining like the sun, and we behold you so in love. 'Cause we want to see you as you really are. We want the real thing. Lord, give us the real thing. Here in this moment, we can't look away. We want the real thing. Lord, give us the real thing. We want to see you as you really are. Yes. We want the real thing. Lord, give us the real thing. Here in this moment, can't look away, can't look away. Oh, we want the real thing. Give us the real thing. Listen, 'cause your love is wild, can't be contained. Oh, we want the real thing. Oh, give us the real thing. Your love is wild, can't be contained. Oh, we want the real thing. Lord, give us the real thing, and come and fill my eyes. Yes, Lord, with the beauty of Jesus. Let the fire in your side, oh, be the fire in my life. Come and fill my eyes with the beauty of Jesus. Let the fire in your side be the fire in my life. With your voice, it sounds like rushing water. You are breaking hearts of stone. And your face shining like the sun, and we behold you so in love. And we behold you so in love. And we behold you so in love. We behold you, and we behold you so in love. And we behold you so in love. Come on, just behold him. Oh, we behold you so in love. We behold you so in love. We behold you so in love. We behold you, behold the Lamb, behold the Lamb. Yeah, we behold you so in love. Now behold, we behold you so in love. Come and fill my eyes with the beauty Jesus, let the fire in your side be the fire in my life.
It's the teaser for tonight. So good, man. I want to ask Hope Vandouser to come up here. Can you come up here and play us a song? Y'all are good with this, right? We're having a good time. Hope just released a song. Well, it's been out a little while now, but with a friend of mine, friend of hers, songwriter, Stephen McWhorter. I don't know. You sing whatever you want. You don't have to sing that song, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll do it.
She says, yeah.
Good with me.
I'm just pulling you up here last minute. Give us something, Hope. Tell us a story.
Yeah, these songs are great though, by the way, you guys. These are beautiful. This is super cool. I will say the one that you wrote about your wife, Zach, that's awesome to hear that. Because my husband's a pastor, so he usually uses me as illustrated sermon in his stuff. So I don't get the love songs. That's really cool. I was thinking about it, like what I wanted to share. I think I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Come on, Hope.
And play a song that like nobody has heard that I've been working on for a while, chewing on for a while. Last year, my dad was battling a very aggressive cancer, pancreatic cancer, and he got down to about 120 pounds, super, super sick, and it was just kind of like a waiting game every day of like, we just didn't know if he was gonna make it. And so kind of like Matt with processing pain, for me, like I have to sing it out. Like I have to go to the Lord and kind of talk about how I'm feeling. And this song came out of it. And I'm just going to forewarn you, it's still very premature. There's not a lot of thought into it right now. But I'll just start with the second verse. But this is so out of my comfort zone.
No disclaimers. Bring us the glory.
So this song is called Peace Like This. And it's just talking about, you know, it was so painful to not know where my father was going to be. And I'm crying at a songwriting
Come on,
session.
we'll all be up here crying with you, girl.
This is annoying. Anyways, and so as you can see, it was so painful, and I had to like sing it out to the Lord. And I don't know if this is a congregational song, artsy song. I don't really care. It's just a song. There's no title to it. But bear with me, you guys. In the waiting for the answer, I remember you have the final word. Even when I can't see the healing, I'll go back to your word that wakes me up again. And nobody like you, Father. Nobody brings me peace like this. And nobody like you, Jesus. Nobody brings me peace like this. In the waiting for the answer, I remember you could just lean back knowing you have the world in your hands. I could just let go knowing you have my world in your hands. Oh, I could just lean back knowing you have the world in your hands. Thank you. And I could just let go knowing you have the world in your hands. And there's nobody like you, Father. Nobody brings me peace like this. Yeah. And Lord, nobody like you, Jesus. Nobody brings me peace like this. Yeah, there you go.
Last thing, we're not even going to take a break. We're just going to stay right here, and I want to do a little panel. Bring Mandy up and maybe my wife too, and just kind of sit up here with us and field some questions to kind of wrap it up. But I want to honor someone who's been in my life for 12 years. You guys know, students. But the collective putting a song out today is special. It's really special for him. And many years ago when he was a student here, he was a part of the collective as back in the day, he was playing bass and traveling with the team, and now he's come back on staff at the college and put together an incredible group of staff and students and alumni. Golly, there's probably 20, 30 collective members, and went into the studios, recorded a couple songs, and they came out with Something About Your Name today. And let's welcome Kyle Holder up here to come and sing a song. I'm going to give him my guitar, and you guys are going to sing along because you know it probably. And we'll just kind of wrap this up and with Kyle singing to us, and then we're going to kind of rearrange some chairs and stuff, and we'll just do a little bit of a Q&A. And online for YouTube and our online audience, we want you guys to write some tough questions, and we'll field those. I'll look at them on the YouTube comments and stuff. So would you guys, let me make sure this is in a good place. Kyle Holder and the Visible Worship Collective leader singing Something About Your Name. Think you can do it? I'm gonna make you cry.
He makes me cry and then he wants me to sing. I don't know how. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down. Oh, man. No. Hope I'm wrecked. I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that. Like I got one. Gosh. Hope that, I just want to, real quick, Hope that song blessed me so much because I wrote this song while I was dealing with my mom, being diagnosed with breast cancer, and the song you just shared was just, I was like, man, I know how that feels. And it blessed my heart. And so now I got to get up here and try and sing this upbeat song. But yeah, man. No, please, seriously, give her another hand, man. So this song, I don't know, one day I just got in my office and I was playing my guitar and I just thought to myself, I don't know, I actually didn't really grow up with the hymn, Something About That Name. It wasn't a popular, but I don't know, it was just in my head. And I just had this thought of, man, I'm just going to try to worship in my office on this idea. And just kind of, it just turned into just wanting to kind of have more of like a Southern rock version of that. So anyways, this is Something About Your Name. Glorified, lifted high, name above all names, seated on your eternal throne, God of every age, God of every age. Jesus, there's something about your name. Rock firm and faithful, there's power, it's in your name. Yeah, there's something about your name. Majesty, Lord of everything, Lion and the Lamb, Holy One, Savior, the only name that saves. There's power in your name. Jesus, there's something about your name. Rock firm and faithful, there's power, it's in your name. Yeah, there's something about your name. It heals, it holds, it gives life and makes us whole. There's nothing like the name of Jesus. It's right, it's true, it refines and it renews. There's nothing like the name of Jesus. It's right, it's true, it refines and it renews. There's nothing like the name of Jesus. There's nothing like the name of Jesus. There's nothing like the name of Jesus. The only name that frees us. Jesus, Jesus, there's something about your name. Rock firm and faithful, there's power, it's in your name. Yeah, there's something about your name. There's something about your name.